Hi, and welcome to Cathy Chat. Today, you get to meet the one and only Suki Tong and find out what she has going on in her amazing life. Suki, my friend, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, and the weather in Vegas is wonderful. I just, I'm looking out my window and I'm seeing rain. It's fantastic. So nice.
I've been in Las Vegas. You probably do like rain. We in
Yes,
Kansas
yes.
City, we are bracing for another storm tonight in Kansas City, so you never know what that means.
I
So every
know.
part of the country is always in some kind of different weather trauma, that's for sure.
That's true. That's true.
So tell our guests who maybe there's someone out there who hasn't met you yet. Tell me what it looks like to be Suki Tong.
Okay, so for me, I love working with kids. I love kids. So I work with kids from like 7 years old all the way to big kids like 18 years old. So okay, so what I do is that I work with kids with ADHD.
Got it.
Yeah. So in the area of like language, like learning support, because and these kids are recommended by word of mouth, and I work with them over Zoom.
Oh my gosh, so it doesn't even have to be in person now.
Nope. Nope.
That is
And
fantastic.
and get this, the kids are from Singapore.
Oh my goodness. Now that's
Yeah.
even more exciting. My gosh.
Yeah, yeah, it is, it is, it is. And a lot of these kids, I mean, some of the kids that I work with, they struggle with language and they struggle with spelling and literacy, and and I I work through like spelling. I work through like proofreading and comprehension. Okay, let me give you an example of what I do with the kids. So
Okay.
I use like I mentioned about spelling, right? So for example,
Yes.
many of the kids with dyslexia, they confuse the spelling of WAS and SAW. So, for example, if I ask somebody, can you spell WAS, and some of them would actually reverse it SAW. So, in spelling, I work via mnemonics. Oops,
Oh
can you
my
see that?
gosh. Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. So, for example, let me use the whiteboard. Okay, okay. So you can see. All right.
Yes.
And okay, I'm trying to put my paper straight. Okay, so for example, I via mnemonics, Wally ate sushi.
There you go.
Yeah, so they will have to track for the word was. So WAS. I'll go online and WAS tracking.
That is fascinating. How did you learn how to do that?
Oh, when I was in Singapore, I trained in area of like working with kids with dyslexia. So I have been in this profession since 2001. I mean, that's
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
besides teaching in institutions, so I work with kids with dyslexia, and then I will get them to having fun. I will get them to close their eyes and write the word WAS on the line. So WASN, because this is multi-sensory, you see, so they can use glitter. All right, so they'll put glitter glue on top, and they when the glitter glue is dry, they'll trace over the word, or they can write the word WAS on the carpet. So it's multi-sensory. They can feel it on the carpet. You know, so learning is multi-sensory. So they hear the word Wally ate sushi. They see the word WAS, and they feel the word on when they write it on the carpet, or if I were to be with the child, I would put a tray of sand and they would trace the word WAS on the sand. So it's
Oh my God.
multi-sensory.
Now, I never would have thought in a million years that you would be doing like glitter glue and something like that that would be so tactile. that seriously, it has to help them so much to get the
It
grasp
does.
on that.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. It does. And we do the clapping. We say, Wally ate sushi. This
Wow.
is very fun. It's very, very fun.
It's
So,
interactive and
yeah,
it's fun. And I never would have thought that you could actually do this online, though.
they can. I never knew I could do it until in last November. And I mean, prior to that, I have done it online, but not on a long term, like maybe 1 or 2 weeks when I'm away, where I was away. So I was telling the parents that I was told the parent, I said, okay, let's try this, and it worked. It really works. And one of my children that I work with, she was going on a staycation on one of the days. She told me, she said, you know what, I want to bring the laptop along for my staycation so I can have class with you. I said, no, no, that's not going to happen. You're
Wow.
going to have your staycation, okay? We're going to have class earlier. No, 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 no. You're not going to bring your laptop and have staycation with me. No, I mean, have, because you're supposed to rest. And she said, I want to have class. I said, yeah, but, you're having staycation. So, yeah, it's
Because
really
they
fun.
love to learn and they want to be with you, it sounds like.
Yeah, and my philosophy is this: learning need not be boring. I mean, who says that language you have to learn phonetically? Let's say, for example, the PL sound, the pl sound, okay, or plan, plate, and all that. It gets really, really boring and dry. So like this week, I will be teaching one of my kids the glur sound. Okay, so I'll be introducing him. For example, glacier. And I'll
Wow.
be showing him pictures of glaciers in the world. I mean, in the North Pole, and what are glaciers and all that stuff. So it's fun.
When you start out with a child and you would teach them the word like glacier like that, how long before they can actually write it for themselves?
Um. Uh. It depends on the child, and let's say, for example, okay, I think what I meant was this. Let's say, for example, if I'm teaching oh, let me see, the glur sound, okay, glur
Okay.
sound. So I will ask the child. I say, okay, I will introduce words with the glur sound. Okay, glur sound. So for example, glow. Okay, glaze. So I will introduce words or glare, yep, or words of that. And then I will show the child examples of let's say, for example, okay, so today I'm going to show you, guess what, glacier and blah blah, and all that, and I'll show them over YouTube, and I'll show them pictures, and I will explain to them. So learning comes out alive, because language is, I mean, in fact, all of us, we learn language in the context, in context. We don't learn it out of context. We don't learn language, okay, this is how you remember the glur sound, okay, glur, and we don't learn it like that, because it doesn't
No.
work. We always learn it with in context. And I believe that, and I heard from the boy's mother. She was saying that my kid really likes your class because he finds it so interesting, because you introduce geography, you introduce like history, you introduce, stuff like that in the class. So learning comes out alive.
That is so beautiful. And from where I sit, I would love to know what started you realizing that you could help children like this. This is seriously fascinating. This is a dimension of you I had not experienced before.
I started out in 2001. Actually, it was by accident. I guess like there's no accident in life, right? So I yes, there isn't, and I worked in this organization in Singapore that was run by a British lady, and I worked there for 7 years, and I trained under Dyslexia Association, International Dyslexia Association, um, London, and I realized that learning can be fun. And during those 7 years, I worked with kids from US, from Canada, from Australia, from Europe and from Singapore, and it was so fun.
Wow, I love that for
Yeah,
you. And it sounds like you've got quite a lot of success stories.
yeah, I really like that, and that's why I've never stopped doing this, even when I left that company and I went to teach um like college students. I mean I love college students, and I still work with kids with dyslexia because I have a very soft spot for them because I believe that learning can be fun,
Well,
that
you're
learning need not be torturous.
yeah. And sometimes it probably feels torturous too. You
Yeah.
mentioned before we went live that you've got a workshop or a class coming up.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I forgot. Let me keep my whiteboard. You see, I'm so excited that everything dropped onto the floor when I was waving my hands. That's me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I have a workshop with okay, let me see. I need to remember in I I need to remember the correctly. I just want to make sure that I have saved it in my phone. I don't want to use the wrong name. Hang on, give me a sec. So sorry about
No,
that.
that's perfect. And the other thing you can do, remember, is to put your information in the comments section because this will be on Facebook
Yes.
Live,
Oh, okay.
and you can add
Okay.
that also so people can actually find it. What
Okay.
prompted you to do a workshop? People are needing your help on a big, big way now.
Actually, the organizer of First Step Nevada, Mitchell, he approached me one day. He asked me. He said that would you like to help kids? Because First Step Nevada, they work with kids, sometimes at risk kids, sometimes kids
Oh,
in the community, you know.
mhm.
So I said, yeah, okay, why not? And I have a very soft spot for kids, like I told you, and I always believe in that. That as adults we can be their role model, and I believe in the concept of heroes.
Oh, Suki, I love her.
I know, right? She's my favorite.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah,
That is awesome. Is
yeah.
she's your favorite because obvious and tell me about her.
Okay, because I like Wonder Woman because she's very much like me. Okay,
Yes.
feisty, yeah, and she's no nonsense, and she has a kind heart, and she's a hero. And I guess every one of us, we are heroes, you know, in one way or another. So I would like to like introduce this hero concept in kids so that they can awaken that concept in them, the awaken the hero in them, that
Oh my
that
god.
in awaken resilience in them, you know and
Oh,
and as if we can help them, and with kids, I mean, we can help them to introduce toolboxes, for kids, that they can, okay, let me take out this tool. I'm going through this experience, what can I do? Okay, let me take out another tool. Okay, I'm going through a lot of stress, what can I do? I can do this. I can self-soothe myself, self-soothing.
okay.
So
Yes.
that'll be wonderful for kids.
That is beautiful. And you have had kids in your workshop choose their own superheroes. Is that how you do that?
Um, Not really. I use the heroes will be in the centerpiece because I have
Oh, okay.
photography. I have cards.
Ah,
Yeah, I have cards. So hold on. Yeah.
wow.
So I use the modem of photography in my coaching for kids. In
Yes.
fact, before I relocated to the US, I ran a workshop for kids about heroes and using cards, using photography. So what I would do would be I ask them, okay, um, what is your strength, or what is
Ah,
what is one. So I will use very simple language, like what is your strength, what do you like, or what do you appreciate about your friends, something very simple languages that children can understand. And I would explain to them. I say that, okay, now some of these cards you may not understand the word itself, but it doesn't matter. Just look at the card, what resonates with you, what comes out, as you look at the card. So I was really surprised. A lot of many of the kids, they just pick the picture, and like one of the kids, um, that I used to work with, and he picked the picture of this one. And I said, okay, what made you pick this picture? He said, because there are 2 feet
Ah,
and they are facing each other. I was like, a lot of times we learn from kids. Okay, a lot
yes.
of times they teach us so many lessons. And I said, okay, tell me more about that. He said they are facing each other and they're holding each other's hands. I was like,
Oh, Suki.
wow, yeah. And I went away. I never forget that experience. And I went away. Wow, I was really literally wow. My jaw dropped to the ground, and yeah, amazing. And I was working with this 12-year-old kid, and I said, okay, so what stands out for you? He said, the board and the darts. So tell me more. He said that he's 12 years old, and he said that nothing is impossible, and I know
Oh,
I will keep on trying. He said,
my goodness. That is seriously,
yeah,
and again, like you said, it's powerful. And we do learn from kids.
we do,
I
we do,
mean,
we
we
do, we do,
seriously, seriously do learn from kids.
we do.
I do not, I really do not want to get away from you today on Cathy Chat without you sharing with our dynamic audience about your cooking skills, my friend.
I just love cooking. Actually, I've always loved cooking, but I guess my love for cooking increased, especially during the lockdown.
Yeah.
And I started in throwing things into the pot, and I started to see that okay, what can I, what if I combine this dish with this dish and this dish and this dish. Like recently I made this dish where it just consisted of garlic, spinach, um, cheese, parmesan cheese, and another type of cheese, which is the Philadelphia cream cheese,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
I know
amazing
what.
when
Yeah.
I see your YouTube channel. And please put that in the chat also when we're finished here so
Okay.
everyone can see the fantastic creations that you've done because you do put things together that I look at this and I'm kind of puzzled and think, wow. And the combination, I mean, you can almost smell and taste how delicious everything is. Your pictures are beautiful.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I love cooking. I just love cooking. Yeah.
That's amazing. What else? What does your day look like? You work with kids, you do incredible presentations with cooking. You seem like you're an incredibly busy woman.
Um, it depends because there's the ebb and flow. So what I do during the daytime is that I prepare my work for the week, with the
Oh,
kids.
okay.
Yeah, because there's preparation. Because they are not with me, so I need to email the worksheets to the parents, and the parents will print them out, and then they will have the worksheets. When we have the Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to prep that, and sometimes it's quite a stretch for me because I have Zoom with kids from Singapore, as I mentioned. So
Yes.
sometimes I end my day at 1:30 a.m.
Oh my
Vegas time.
gosh.
I know.
Okay, so that is obviously because of the time difference.
That's right. That's right.
So the
That's right.
fact that you're with me today is amazing because you probably have classes and things tonight. You're going to be up all night again, right?
No, tonight I do not have class. I
Okay,
have
good.
classes on Friday nights, and let's say for example, I would have class like say my I could have class with a child at 12 midnight,
Oh,
and by the time it's done, it's 1:30 a.m. my time.
wow. That is
Yeah.
seriously amazing. I
Yeah.
seriously, the kids that you are blessing, and like I say, the food that we get to see on your YouTube channel, it's just so wonderful to see the most multifaceted pieces of Suki Tong. Is there anything that you have not shared with us yet that you would like to tell our audience before we say goodbye?
Um, Basically, is that I just love photography. I love music, and I use my music and, like as I mentioned, photography in my coaching. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Do you
And
sing or do you play an instrument?
I play the keyboard.
Ah, the
I play
keyboard.
the keyboard. Yeah, I play the
Now,
keyboard.
do you have any of your music on YouTube also?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I just play for fun. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
I've
play for
actually
fun.
heard some of your pieces that you have
Oh,
done
thank
in our
you.
coaching class and with Missy Day, and I have gotten to hear them on when you've put them in the Facebook group page. So very seriously, you are quite the talent, my friend.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. Now, do you have a way for our listeners and viewers to connect with you, or would you like to put that information in the chat?
Okay, they can connect with me via my Facebook account or my Instagram. And my Instagram is my handle is SUKMUS. And yeah, and you'll be able to find me because my Instagram I'll feature, what I'm doing and with regards to my work and all that stuff.
So it's SUKMUS.
MUS. Yeah, SUKMUS. Why? Because it's part of my name, and Moose is music. I
Yeah.
love music.
Okay. Perfect. And that's what I'll
Yeah,
put in our description page too, so people can find you. So you're on
yeah,
Instagram, you're on
yes.
YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not at StreamYard. This is the first time, and it's fun.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great on the StreamYard platform. That's for sure. Are you on
Thank
LinkedIn
you.
too?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn too.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we've got opportunities to connect with Suki Tong all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. And we thank you today for joining in on Cathy Chat, because now we get to know a little bit more about Suki being able to help children. We get to learn a little bit more about Suki and some of her combinations that she's done in her cooking opportunities. And again, if you have a chance to visit her YouTube channel, that will also be in the Facebook chat. So Suki, thank you so much for being my guest today on Cathy Chat. Honestly, it has been a total pleasure for me.
Thank you so much, Cathy. Thank you so much. I really enjoy it. It's like the minutes just melted away.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Everything always goes so fast, that's for
I
sure.
know, right? When you're having fun.
Absolutely. Well, continued blessings to you, my friend, and we'll
Thank
talk
you
soon.
so much. We'll talk soon.
Bye bye now.
Bye bye.